Hi guys, welcome back. This is more of a catch-up episode than anything else because I'm getting quite a few questions now about which colours I used for chicken bonds. I've had a few comments as well about whether I researched this, and not comments, questions about what kind of research I did and things like that. Basically, there wasn't any. I just genuinely went for what would please my eye. The original prop and the original models that were made were used, I'll try that again, were painted with paints that no longer exist. All of them are now environmentally illegal because they contain lead and stuff like that, and they were all from automotive industries. So the original colours don't exist anymore. So I basically went for a bluey grey colour, which I think was that one. Just let me run through my little pots here. I really should start planning these videos properly. None of this was planned properly, it was just what would please my eye, like I say. I don't know what this is with the hands, I really don't. Right, I think I've figured it out now. Bear in mind as well, I did this 6 months ago. 6 months ago, it really does feel like yesterday. However, once you've done your original priming, like I say, all these are from the ModelAir range by Vallejo. Be careful how you say that too, otherwise it sounds like nutty things. This is the pre-shade colour that I used, which is a really, it says dark grey blue, but it's a really dark grey. It's almost black. It's a beautiful shade, and I don't think any of that's viewable at the moment, but it's what I use for the chipping too. If I zoop, again, the camera focuses again, there we go. So all that chipping was done with the pre-shade colour as well, just to tie back into any shadows that you can see. And then once the pre-shading was done, I used the RLM76. These are the actual serial numbers of the paint itself, and that's the military, I think that was German Army, I could be wrong, but it's also got the American Federal Standard numbers too, so that's that one. Like I say, I'll throw these in the description. A couple of you have asked about the Gunk wash too, which was done with this absolutely fabulous paint, which is MiG 502 Abteilung Fantasy range, and it's known as Starship Filth. It's been another really long day at work, it really has been. This is an oil paint which I used straight from the tube, didn't mix it down or anything like that, didn't use any thinners on it, straight from the tube, slathered it all over and then wipe it off with a cloth. I actually used an old t-shirt, which is just here, see, an old t-shirt. I covered it in more depth in some of the later videos, the R2-D2 build and the C3PO build. I'll cover it in those two. I don't have those two guys to hand at the moment, I'm afraid. But yeah, it's that one, MiG 502 Abteilung Starship Filth. It's a beautiful colour. That gives it the slightly blue tint. I've had a few questions about that as well. How did you get that blue tint? It's basically, once you whack that stuff on, it acts as a panel line wash and a filter at the same time, so it changes the flavour of your paint a little bit. On the interior, again, none of it was planned. I basically went for what would please my eye, and having seen the detail inside, even though you literally get that tiny little hatch there, the camera will focus and let's see if we can get some lighting in there. You get that tiny little part there. Ooh, there we go. Just a hint of yellow in the background. So you get that, and you get the tiny little viewport at the front. That's it, that's all you get to see. I did like 3 episodes, I think it was, on the interior alone. It was brilliant to work on, it really was. As soon as I saw that cushioning, and I had a vague memory of the pads right at the back there, in that far corner. You can just about make out where that yellow is, just underneath. From the films, there's a white background with all kinds of blinky, flashy lights going on. So I basically decided that I would go with white. Come on, camera, catch up. I've messed about with the lighting now, so white balance is all over. Focus, 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 focus. There we go. So that's the order number for that one. That's just basically pure white. And then there was just odd spots here and there of, no, I didn't use you, of greys. So it's literally, we've got the base coat, so we've got a lovely shade of grey there, a lovely bluey grey. So I went with a darker grey, which is the English Barley Grey. There we go, so we've got a slightly darker grey, a mid-tone grey, so it's beautiful, beautiful mid-tone, and then a lighter grey. It says blue, but it's actually a very, very light grey with a blue tinge. And this one was actually, well, both of these, so you got the base coat and the light blue, are actually Luftwaffe blue colours that went on the underside of the wings. Again, don't know what the hands are doing. On the underside of the wings. And then for the odd bits of flashy blinky lights and things like that, the hint of I use white paint to give us a highlight area. So that's how I got that clear yellow. I say clear yellow, it's not a clear yellow at all, is it? That yellow spot there. Paint it white first because primary colours, for some reason, are slightly translucent. So we've got the red. Pretty sure it was this red. There we go, so that's that one. And then the yellow. Just to pick out a little bit of detail and stop it looking like just one great big grey block. So that's those two. Like I say, paint some white behind it first, otherwise you don't quite get the effect. The seats were done in khaki. The camera's struggling to focus again for some reason. I think it's drunk. Must be drunk. So that's the khaki for the seats. That's also the base colour for Chewie. And then that little screen thing that I painted is the Israeli Defence Force green. It's a beautiful colour. You can use this for insides of cockpits as well. So that's that one. So that's for the screens. And then dotted about here and there, there's little glimpses of aluminium, or aluminum for our cousins across the pond. Just tiny little highlights here and there, again just to distract your eye from each grey, just to add a little bit of interest. I hope that helps everybody. Like I say, this build originally was going to be a private build for the fabulously talented Mr. Fox, and then when I started cobbling everything together, because this is the kind of thing I've done for a couple of years now for a friend of mine in America who used to live over here and then emigrated to Phoenix. This is my way of staying in touch with him. So I've been doing this kind of thing for a couple of years anyway. And as I was cobbling the first episode together to show Mr. Fox, I thought, no, I'll post this properly. And by that point, I already filmed the bulk of the build anyway. So my focus wasn't quite on actually telling you which paints I was using, which I do apologise for, I really do. Hopefully I've corrected that in the two series afterwards, the R2 and the 3PO builds. But I will certainly pay more attention to that when I build this fella. I will definitely talk you through the paints properly at the time. So, hopefully that covers it. Let me know in the comments if you do need anything else clearing up. Oh, that was the other thing as well. Clear Gloss Varnish. I had a question from DC in here, I think it was. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right as well. Clear Gloss Varnish is exactly the same as the clear coat you were mentioning. It's just different names on each side of the pond. We know it as varnish, you know it as clear coat. use the gloss one for doing your filter with the Starship Filth. If you use a gloss, it rubs off really smoothly. If you use a matte finish, this is the one that I used. I vaguely remember showing this properly in the video at the time. It says satin, but it does dry slightly matte. As you can see there's absolutely no shine whatsoever, and that's purely 2 coats of this stuff. And that's where I did the dry brushing. That again is Starship Filth as a dry brush. Had that been gloss, that would have just smeared across, and the Starship Filth would have just stayed in that little dink there that I've gouged in. If you use matte, it'll stick. Not the best explanation going, but I can't think straight right now. Like I say, it's been a long day at work. So let me know in the comments if there's anything you need any clarification on, or if I've completely confused you or anything like that. Don't get too hung up on details and paints and things like that. Go what pleases your eye. That's the biggest mistake I made when I first started model making. I got too obsessed with the small details and is this right, is this wrong, am I doing the right colours and things like that. Go for what pleases your eye. 9 times out of 10 that'll be perfect. Otherwise you'll drive yourself absolutely crackers, and believe me, I've done it. Relax, enjoy this. This is supposed to be fun. Yes, it is, honest. If you've made it this far, you're a braver person than I am. Thank you for stopping by yet again. I love you all. Sincerely do love you all. Even you, Leon. So, that'll take care of things for now, I think. I'm talking gibberish. I'll see you soon.